Pull up on your block, then I bleed it. Slide. If I don't drop some, I can't leave it. Squad got me pulled, but this tech got him leaning.
Hey yo, fools! Welcome to our video, where we're gonna teach you about the different types of muscles and how they function in the body, my guys. Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's up, homies? All around the world. 619. My name Felipe, and today I'm gonna show you how to live the right lifestyle.
Hey yo fools, welcome to our video. My name is Joker and I'd like to dedicate this one to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, Holmes. Hey yo Esteban, I got more tequila around 2, Holmes.
Hey fool, my name's Esteban and Simon fool. I'm down for round 2. I don't know.
¿Sabes qué, homie? Today we're gonna start with a simple position to show you how to get down with your raza, alright? What up, homie? I see you there. What's up? Let's get to it. Alright. This is your quadriceps. You get this to get low. Alright? This is rectus femoris right here. Vastus lataris. Vastus medialis. Sorry, homie. And then vastus intermedius. Alright, what's up, homie? Alright, this is the position you're gonna use when you're at a quince and you see a fine thing. Hey, mami! Hey, tell your mom to give back my mom her balls, fool. Alright, alright. What's up? So when you trying to call for a fine again, you gotta stick out your chest and use your sternocleidomastoid to show what's up. And then you gotta use your orbiculus oris to show her what's up too. What's up, fool? So when you're working on your sternocleidomastoid, you're gonna get a wide neck like my fool over here. Hey, ven aquí, this guy, wide neck. Real fool, this next position is when you locked up in the pinte and you're wasting time, so you're just waiting for your baby mama to call you. So you just start picking up these weights and you start lifting. Hey, I see you, Holmes. I see you, Holmes.
Hey fool, today I'm gonna show you how to stretch out your gluteus maximus and your iliopsoas. But while you're doing this, watch out for the other homies in the pinta. So when you're going down, that's hip flexion for your iliopsoas. And when you're coming up, that's hip extension.
Hey fool, come get the salchicha, Holmes.
Hey fool, watch out, we don't play like this here.
Hey, y'all already know, man. The only black guy in the group with all these cholos. Y'all know I gotta represent.
Hey, good fool.
Hey yo fool, it's me, your homie Esteban. Now let's throw it over to our homie Joker so he could explain muscle contractions and how it works.
A muscle's contractile units lie within the individual muscle cells, which are also called muscle fibers. Each muscle fiber contains numerous bundles of protein filaments. These bundles, called myofibrils, are organized into repeating contractile units called sarcomeres. With all this, a proposed mechanism for the relaxation and contraction of a sarcomere is called the sliding filament theory. During the contraction, sarcomeres shorten. However, the actin and myosin filaments remain the same size. They simply slide past each other, changing their relative positions as the muscles contracts and relaxes. Contraction is triggered when an action potential in a somatic motor neuron reaches the neuromuscular junction, the junction between the neuron and the skeletal muscle. Depolarization of the axon terminal causes the release of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine into the synaptic cleft between the neuron and muscle. The neurotransmitters trigger the muscle fiber to fire an action potential of its own. This electrical signal propagates along the muscle fiber's plasma membrane. It also propagates into the plasma membrane's tubular invaginations called T-tubules. T-tubules lie adjacent to the sarcoplasmic reticulum, an organelle that consists of a membranous network of compartments. The sarcoplasmic reticulum stores calcium ions, sequestering them from the rest of the cytoplasm. When the action potential passes through the T-tubules, the sarcoplasmic reticulum releases calcium into the cytosol. Calcium ions diffuse throughout the cytoplasm of the sarcomeres. Within the sarcomeres, the actin filaments look like two strings of pearls twisted around each other. The myosin filaments are thicker and have knob-like heads at their end. Filaments are decorated with two types of proteins. One protein, troponin, lies at irregular intervals along their actin filaments. Another protein called tropomyosin runs the length of each actin strand. The myosin heads at this point are bound to molecules of ADP and inorganic phosphate. After the sarcoplasmic reticulum has released calcium, the calcium ion binds to the molecule of troponin. Upon binding, troponin shifts position and pulls the tropomyosin molecule aside. When tropomyosin moves, it exposes a myosin binding site on each of the actin subunits of the actin filament. The neighboring myosin heads can now bind to the actin filament. When a myosin head binds to actin, it forms what is referred to as a cross bridge. After myosin binds to the actin filaments, inorganic phosphate is released. The release triggers the myosin heads to pivot, forcing the actin and myosin filaments to slide past each other. The ADP is released. This movement represents a power stroke of muscle contraction. Before the myosin heads can release and perform additional power strokes, they must first bind to ATP. When ATP binds to the myosin heads, the heads release the actin filament. ATP is quickly hydrolyzed into ADP and inorganic phosphate. The energy released by hydrolysis cocks the myosin heads, preparing them for another cycle. Soon after the action potential ceases, the sarcoplasmic reticulum pumps the calcium that it had released back into its interior. After calcium leaves the troponin molecules, the tropomyosin molecules again hide the myosin binding sites. Actin and myosin filaments then slide back to their original positions, relaxing and lengthening the sarcomere. The sarcomeres of a muscle fiber contract and relax again with each signal from a motor neuron, which could be hundreds or thousands, depending on the muscle and how big or small it is. That's really it for the explanation of the physiology of muscle contraction. Thank you. Damn. I was about to do the whole chillax and the whole explanation.
Alright, hey fool, so the next position is when you locked up in the pinte and you're just trying to waste time, so you're waiting for your baby mama to call you, you feel? So this next position.
Miss, will you please let me private message you, please, ma'am?
Hey, quiet over there! Ah! Alright.